Hi there, this is Craig Beck. Welcome in to True Crime Decoded. Today we are digging in to the most prolific, the most destructive serial killer the United Kingdom has ever produced. And it is a serial killer that doesn't get recognized perhaps as much as he should because his body count is just staggering. And our story starts in Greater Manchester, June 24th, 1998, just before lunchtime. A black leather medical bag sits open on a polished kitchen table. The kettle has just clicked off. An 81-year-old woman named Kathleen Grundy lowers herself into her favorite armchair. She smiles at the man she trusts more than anyone else in the world and rolls up the sleeve of her cardigan. She has no idea that these are the last 60 seconds of her life. The doctor leans forward. He says something soft and reassuring, and he slides the needle into her vein. By the time her friends arrive to collect her for charity work, she's already cold in the chair. The man holding the syringe is Dr. Harold Frederick Shipman, the most prolific serial killer in British history. And right now, in this quiet front room in a quiet northern town, he is murdering his 215th patient. You have never heard a story quite like this one. To understand how a family doctor became Britain's deadliest predator, you have to go back to a council estate in Nottingham in 1963. A 17-year-old boy sits at his mother's bedside table. Vera Shipman is dying of lung cancer. The pain is unbearable, and she screams for hours. Then a GP arrives, and he opens his black doctor's bag and he fills the syringe with morphine. And the boy watches the agony melt from his mother's face as the drug floods her body. Within minutes, she is calm, and within weeks, she is dead. That image never leaves him. The needle, the instant power, the look of dreamy relief on the dying woman's face. Some psychologists believe this single afternoon seeded the obsession that would later kill hundreds of people. Young Harold studies medicine at Leeds. He marries his pregnant teenage girlfriend, Primrose, and becomes a young GP in Todmorden, Yorkshire. By 1975, he is already in serious trouble, caught forging prescriptions for pethidine, a powerful opiate that he has been injecting into himself between patients. He's fined, sent for a brief spell in rehab, and then given a polite slap on the wrist. The medical system and all its trusting British politeness just lets him keep his license. It essentially gives him permission to carry on. And he moves quietly to a little town called Hyde, sets up his own practice on Market Street. The town adores him. He works late. He visits the elderly at home. He sends Christmas cards. He remembers the name of grandchildren. To his patients, he is the kind of doctor everyone wishes they had. But behind those wire-rimmed glasses, something else is moving. And the killing is really just about to get started. Did you know Harold Shipman is believed to have murdered at least 250 of his own patients between 1975 and 1998? Some investigators put the true figure around 250. Some others put it a lot more than that. That makes him, by sheer body count, the worst serial killer in the English-speaking world. More than Bundy, more than Gacy, more than Dahmer combined, every single victim trusted him with their life. The pattern is sickeningly consistent. He targets older women, often widows, often living alone. He arrives for a routine house call. He chats about the weather. He listens to a chest, and then when their guard is down, he reaches into the black bag and he produces a preloaded syringe of diamorphine. Picture it. He sits beside Marie West, 81, in her front room in Hyde. She thinks he's taking her blood pressure, taking a blood sample maybe. He slides the needle into her vein and tells her to just relax. This will only take a moment. Within 90 seconds, her breathing slows, her eyelids flutter, her head tips gently to one side, and he sits back in the chair and just watches her die. Then he tidies away her cup of tea, He smooths the blanket across her knees. He walks to her telephone and he calls her family with a sad, professional voice that is already slightly bored. Old age, he tells them. The heart, you know? Nothing anyone could have done. And then he drives back to his surgery and he types up a death certificate. He does this on a Monday afternoon. He does it again the following Thursday morning. He does it the next week and the week after that for 23 years. Renate Overton, Pamela Hillier, Winifred Meller, Joan Melia, Bianca Pomfret. Names you've probably never heard. Faces in faded photographs on someone's mantelpiece. Every single one of them murdered in their own armchair by the man their family thanked at the funeral. Think about that. Some he kills out of cold rage, some, investigators believe, out of boredom on a slow afternoon. He killed them just simply because he could. There's no robbery, no assault, no struggle, just a needle, a fading pulse, and a quiet exit through a front door he closes gently behind him. But what nobody knows yet is that he's about to make a fatal mistake. Her name is Kathleen Grundy, wealthy, sharp, active, the former mayoress of Hyde. Her friends say she has the energy of a woman half her age and the temper to match. On the morning of June 24th, 1998, Dr. Shipman arrived at her home for what he tells her is a routine blood sample for a survey on aging. There is no survey. There is only a syringe, and within minutes, Kathleen is dead in her chair. 2 days later, a will surfaces. It is crudely typed. The signature looks wrong, and it cuts out Kathleen's entire family, leaving her entire estate, valued at roughly £386,000, to guess who? Yeah, one person, Dr. Harold Frederick Shipman. Now, this is where the story turns. Kathleen's daughter, Angela, is a lawyer. She handled her mother's real will personally. She knows the second she sees this forgery that something monstrous has happened. So she walks into a police station and refuses to leave until somebody listens to her. Detective Superintendent Bernard Postles starts pulling the thread. Kathleen's body is exhumed under floodlights in the middle of the night. Tissue samples reveal lethal levels of morphine. And then the police look at the death rates of Shipman's patients. The numbers are obscene, 3 times the regional average. Disproportionately old women, disproportionately at home, in the early afternoon, and alone. They seize his computer. And here is where his arrogance finally collapses on him. Shipman has been altering medical records after each death, backdating fake symptoms to justify the cause of death that he writes on the certificates. What he does not know is that the practice software timestamps every keystroke. Every lie is logged. Every single one. September 7th, 1998, just after 7 in the morning, officers knock on the door of his neat suburban home. He answers in a shirt and tie, already dressed for surgery. He looks him in the eye and tells them there must be some kind of mistake. There is not. In court, he is calm, cold, smug, arrogant, they said. He sits in the dock with his arms folded and stares at grieving families as if they are wasting his afternoon. He never confesses. Not to a single death, not to a single patient. He looks his accusers in the face and lies with the same flat, gentle steadiness he once used to lie to dying women. On January 31st, 2000, the jury returns its verdict. Guilty. 15 counts of murder. 1 count of forgery. The judge tells him he will die in prison. The press christen him Dr. Death. The Shipman inquiry, led by Dame Janet Smith, then begins the slow, awful work of counting the rest, body by body, house by house. By the time it finishes, the official figure stands at 215 confirmed victims, with 45 more strongly suspected. Almost all of them women. Almost all of them killed in their own home while drinking tea with their family doctor. Now, on January 13th, 2004, the day before his 58th birthday, Harold Shipman ties bedsheets to the window bars of his cell at Wakefield Prison. He climbs up. He steps off. By breakfast, he's dead. He never explained why. He never apologized. He never gave a single grieving family the relief of an answer. He took every name, every motive, every dark little reason with him into the silence. And here's the thing that should chill you to the bones. The thing that separates Shipman from every other monster on this channel. He did not lurk in the alleyways. He did not break down doors. He walked in through the front door smiling, with a stethoscope around his neck and a cup of tea already waiting for him. The trust of an entire town was his weapon. His patients let him in. They thanked him as he left. So the next time a kindly professional sits across from you and tells you there's nothing to worry about, ask yourself one quiet question. How well do you really know the people you let into your life? The next episode of Decoded opens on another quiet street, another smiling face, and another body that nobody saw coming. The question is, would you recognize the warning signs in time to save yourself? For the full Decoded range and Harold Shipman Decoded, visit the website right now, craigbeck.com, or get it on Amazon as a Kindle paperback, hardback, and audiobook. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode.